We are back here at Morty's Pub for part 2 of our introduction of the Junior Warriors head coaches for the 2026 OSFL season. To my left, Jordan Schmidt, who will be the U14 coach. This is Steven Schwartz, the new U18 head coach, and Josh Alexander, who will coach the U16 Junior Warriors in the spring and summer of 2026. Let's talk a little bit, Jordan, about the kind of culture and the kind of environment that you want to create for your football team and what you're hoping to accomplish with the 2026 OSFL season at the U14 level.
I think for the culture-wise, it's the biggest things are just effort, attitude, and hardworking. So for effort-wise, like if you're on the field, you are giving it 100%. You're running in between drills. You're running to the line if you're the O-line. You are always set. You know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Attitude-wise, you're not gonna I don't want players shouldn't be down on themselves or down on other players. They should always try to keep everyone up. Obviously, with coaching, sometimes some coaches tend to not get down, but whatever.
You got to keep them all positive mindset, right?
Yeah. Players, I just want to make sure the players keep a positive mindset. And then hardworking too. They got from watching film, working out outside. Mm-hmm. It's not just 2 practices a week and a game. It is every day almost. You have to be doing something for football to be getting better. And that's just the culture that I want to build and hope and bring to the U14 program.
Yeah, and they have to love football. Can I offer you a French fry?
Of course.
Yeah. Jordan Schmidt grabbing a fry as I pass the mic over to Josh Alexander along the same lines, Josh. The positive environment. You want these kids to have fun. Obviously, summer football is competitive, and you want to win. There's no bones about that, especially at the AAA level. It is super competitive, and every game is a challenge. But if they love football with the coaching that you guys are going to give them, I think it's going to be a really great summer for these young men. What's your vision of what you want to create?
So I think at the U16 level, we want to create high expectations. I think that's really what it comes down to. We want to hold the kids to a high standard. We want to hold ourselves to a high standard, We want them to come in knowing that really every day you got a choice to get better or to get worse. You never stay the same. And our goal is to come in every day and do everything we can to get better. And, along those lines is that next play mentality, right? We want to recognize that football is a game of ups and downs. And we want to ride the highs and the lows and have a great time on things. But, recognize at the end of the day, you can't control the past. And so, whether it goes our way or not, we're prepared for the next play, the next practice, the next game.
Yeah, same thing to you, Steve. Obviously, just you're a passionate guy. You love coaching football. You played at a high level. There's a lot of things that you can teach, and you've learned a lot of lessons and valuable lessons along the way with the different coaches that you've had that have helped create your identity as a coach. So that's the question. What's your identity as a coach, and how do you allow that to help these young men to develop the best way possible?
Yeah, I'm definitely a coach that demands a lot from my players in the sense that, I fully believe that every one of my players can do what I ask of them, and especially when I see it from them and then I start to demand it more from them. Mm-hmm. It's just because I truly care about who they are as football players, and I want to see them succeed to their highest potential. So it's just making sure that, I give everyone the respect and, the attention that not only they deserve, but that they've earned. And it's just making sure that, no player kind of gets left behind, and it's bringing everybody up with each other, right? It's creating a welcoming environment that lets everyone be themselves and, just an environment that's inclusive and helps everyone succeed.
There is so much experience sitting at this table between Josh and Steve and Jordan. You guys have been around the game for a really long time. Let's get into a little bit of your journey. I think it's interesting to hear your experiences and where you came from and why you do what you do. You give up a lot of time in the spring, summer, and the fall because you believe in this and you believe in the Junior Warriors program. That is evident by what I've seen from all of you over the last couple of years. We'll start here with you, Jordan. Your football journey is what? Obviously playing with the Blue Veil Knights and then moving on to the University of Waterloo. You've had a great journey with a lot of positives. Take with your experience, why it's been good.
I think football is just one of those games that it is hard not to have fun or not to fall in love with it. From the first day I went out there the first day when I picked up my equipment, when Hitch first called me over the summer to get my equipment early, instantly I fell in love. And especially having a guy like Hitch to look up to, that was phenomenal. And then the reason I did actually get into coaching was because obviously growing up, I grew up without a father in my life. So then having the football coaches, guys like Hitch and Wolf at Blueville, and then for Preds at the time, it was Dave Kirk and Brandon Eckett, Brandon Conway, all those guys, and especially, and another one is someone sitting at this table, Josh Alexander, during our All-Star game when I was in grade 11. All of them were such great male role models to me, where I just want to be able to give back to kids who are maybe like me or not like me, where they can have someone to look up to and have that male role model in their life.
Well said. Inspiring. James Hitchin, you mentioned there, longtime coach of Blueville. Chris Wolf, who has also been around this game for a very, very long time. That must feel nice to hear that from Jordan. Josh, to know that you've had an influence in his life. Jordan, you're still a young guy, right? You're still in your 20s, so that's good for you. But yeah, what does it mean to hear that for you, Josh? And you were at Laurier, and obviously you've been through a lot. You coached at the high school level for a number of years. Just take me through your journey and what it means to you to be able to do this now. A few years, removed from playing the game, shall we say?
Yeah, for sure. So Jordan's in his 20s. That means I'm not in my 20s, and I appreciate that, Darren. I mean, it's just super humbling, when you get a chance to work with wonderful people like Jordan and see their growth and, how they go through as players and then become wonderful men and wonderful coaches and be able to give back as well. That's really what it's all about. My journey, I was very blessed to have a lot of great coaches in my life as well. Ron Van Worker, the D coordinator at Laurier, is just fantastic. Was one of my early coaches at Eastwood when I got started, and he ended up going to Laurier at the same time that I did. So it was a fantastic experience, kind of learning through him, and then being able to play under Gary Jeffries, who is an icon at Laurier as well. Really just honed my love of the game, and then I was quite blessed. I started in this organization back in 1996 when it was grassroots and playing on baseball diamonds and stuff like that, and to see the growth is just a testament to the organization. It just grew my love, and I was fortunate enough to go down south and be able to coach in the NCAA for a bit, and then in American high school, and that just really put me over the top in the love of the game. And when I came back, Gary was great and hired me on at Laurier, so I spent some time there, and then that led to my branching into the high school ranks, which has been such a great way to connect those young kids, and like Jordan's saying, really make an impact on kids who maybe have a bit of a gap or whatnot in some of the things that they are looking for in life. And to be able to be this U16 head coach now and now take my journey on as a coach with Steve at the University of Waterloo as well, it's just, I can't ask for anything more. Very blessed.
Can we shout out Jesse Alexander as well, please?
I didn't want to do that, but yes. Having an incredible brother like I have, Jesse, who was an All-Canadian and played in the CFL. Our lifestyle was always competitive in all the sports that we played, and I owe a lot to my journey to him for sure.
Well said. Shout out Jesse Alexander. Steve, go through it with me just in terms of where you've been, what you've learned. You've had a great experience as well in football. I'm sure has taught you so many different things that you didn't even think you needed to know. And that's what this game is about, and it's about family. You hear it all the time. No matter what sideline you are on, you will hear the words 1, 2, 3, family. That's how this works. Who's your football family that got you here to the head coach of the U18 Junior Warriors?
Yeah, so I think it obviously starts with seeing my older brother play football and, wanting to follow in his footsteps and start playing football after him. So that's kind of where it all started, back with the Bell Warriors in Ottawa, Ontario. And then moving on, I played with the Ottawa Myers Riders in the OVFL at the time. And then down to St. James School to play some prep football down in Hagerstown, Maryland, before coming to the University of Waterloo, and then capping off playing was in Copenhagen, Denmark with the Copenhagen Towers. And that's really where I got my first major coaching experience with their under-20 program there, and that's where I really started my love for coaching. And the biggest thing for me in terms of finding my love for coaching was just seeing the success in the players that I was coaching and seeing them achieve the things that they wanted to. And the moment that it really clicked for me that coaching was what I wanted to be doing was in Denmark, when I saw a number of my offensive linemen move up from the U20 team to play on our senior men's team, and get reps there, and also get to play next to them there. So that's what really sparked my love for coaching, and then obviously now getting to coach Daniel Mola, who played for us last year at U18. I got to coach him again this fall at the University of Waterloo. So it's really just seeing the impact that you can help, the impact that you can have on these kids to help them achieve their dreams.
To all of you, great stories. Amazing to hear that, and I hope all of you out there enjoyed it as well. Sort of a roundtable situation here as we introduce you to the Junior Warrior coaches for the 2026 OSFL season. Of course, registration details will be available soon. You can go to JrWarriors.ca to find out everything you need to know about the 2026 OSFL season. Jordan Schmidt, the U14 head coach, Steven Schwartz, the U18 head coach, and Josh Alexander, the U16 head coach. Great job, gentlemen. Appreciate the time. Thanks for watching this coach's introduction with the Junior Warriors right here on 519 Sports.